feel like you're failing? I totally get it. I have been there many, many times. And the reason why so many of us are failing is because we don't have routines and systems in place to help us when things go a little awry. And hey, if we haven't met, I'm Elise Cartwright, founder of Hustle and Groove, and I have helped over 1,000 amazing creative entrepreneurs set up businesses that make a daily sales without a whiff of social media. And today I want to walk you through 3 really great routines that are super simple that will help you stop failing every single day. Are you ready? Let's dive in. So, back in 2020, around October, I realized that there was going to be no way that I could pay rent. And at the time, that was a really scary situation to be in. I remember walking down to the beach and literally sitting down and crying because I could see no way of being able to meet that deadline. Now, 2 weeks later, that completely changed, and it's in part because of the routines and systems that I implemented, but also it was a reframe in mindset. So if you are sitting there thinking, I feel like I'm just failing and I'm trying all the things, but nothing's working, I totally get it. And that is why it's so important to focus on doing the things that are easy and fun for you. Instead of trying to do what everybody else is doing, it's figuring out what your unique gifts, strengths, and talents are, what your daily cash flow activities are like. And this is why I created the daily sales ecosystem. This is what has allowed me to be making daily sales because I have zeroed in and focused on the daily activities that make me sales. Now, it doesn't mean that if I do this thing, it directly means I'm going to make money. But over time and that compounding effect and momentum, if I continue to do the things that I do every single day, they 100% allow me to make daily sales. So it all just kind of builds on top of it. If you want to see what my actual daily cash flow checklist looks like, comment checklist below and I will get that into your hot little hands. So basically, the daily sales ecosystem comprises of 3 core areas: grow your audience and offers, nurture your audience, and sell to your audience every day, right? Grow, nurture, sell every single day. And since focusing in on those key areas and then figuring out what growing my audience looks like for me, what growing my offers looks like for me, what nurturing and selling to my audience looks like for me, things have really become easy, fun, profitable. And I want you to feel the same. But underpinning the daily sales ecosystem are 3 very specific routines that I also make sure that I do every single day. So let's start with routine number 1, and that is setting up yourself for success by having a morning routine. Now, I have in my calendar blocked off from 5 till 6 a.m. because I'm an early bird time for me. It's literally me time. And in that morning routine, I am doing things like filling out my actual planner, which I will show you right here. So this is the progress planner. You can go and check it out. MIGOALS, My Goals. It's an Australian company. And I just fill this out. This is what I do every single morning as part of that morning routine, is to sit down and just jot down the things that I'm working on. The very top priority is my daily cash flow checklist, right? That is the thing that I tick off first. Once all the things are ticked off for that, then the other things that are on my list will be attempted. The other part of my morning routine is journaling. Now, I use an amazing app called Rosebud, and it is phenomenal. As someone who is a processor, so someone who talks through things, like needs to talk out loud, that's what I love about Rosebud. Now, it has AI capability, which means that it remembers and has ongoing conversations with you. And I love this. I'm able to process so much and it is amazing. So definitely recommend trying out Rosebud. Full disclosure, it is a paid app, but you can absolutely do this for yourself using just pen and paper. I have journaled in the past with pen and paper, but like I said, I'm a processor, someone who needs to process things out loud. And so I really love doing that with the Rosebud app. So that's my morning routine, pretty much that. Now, I also make sure that I have some apple cider vinegar with some lemon in. That's the first thing that I consume in the morning. And then when I'm doing my journaling, I will have my collagen coffee with coconut milk. That's pretty much what my morning routine looks like. And that allows me to set my day up for success and sets the tone for my daily cash flow activities. The second routine that I have is basically my nurture routine. And this is what I do around mid morning. So I operate a calm inbox, which means that I only check my email twice a day, except for any clients that I'm working with. I will absolutely, as part of my daily cash flow checklist, check in with them, do anything that I need to do there. And then what I do when it comes around 10 o'clock, I'm checking my emails and I'm responding to anyone who is requesting a collaboration because that is part of my growth phase, right? My growing my audience. But I also write my emails for my email community. So that is the nurturing part. It's also where I will focus in on either a blog post or recording content for my YouTube channel or planning out that content. It depends on the actual day. I have time blocked for different components, but that is pretty much my midday routine, all focused on nurturing and growing. I make sure that those are two priorities in my day. As part of that nurturing routine, I'm also making sure that I respond to members, that I continue to nurture the people who are already in my world. In other words, the people who have already paid me. I prioritize nurturing them above everybody else because they have put faith in me and invested their hard earned money to continue to work with me one on one. So I prioritize and make sure that I'm getting back to them. So that means I might be doing a personalized video. I might be doing a really long email response, or I might just be commenting on something that they've shared in the community. But nurturing is one of the biggest pieces of my daily sales ecosystem. So I'm going to make sure that it's prioritized. So that's routine number two. And then the last routine of the day is my evening reflection. Now, this has two parts to it because I typically am finishing working for the most part around 2 p.m. my time. And so I will do a little bit of a recap. I will go through and just look at how the day went, what worked, what did I achieve, what am I looking forward to for tomorrow, so that I'm just kind of doing a bit of a brain dump. And then later on in the evening, I'm also coming back and journaling. So I'm making sure that I'm using the Rosebud app and I'm checking in with myself and just journaling about the day, anything else that's on my mind, those types of things. Coming back to that 2 p.m. time slot, I'm also making sure that all of my selling mechanisms are in place. So this means that I'm just going and checking on funnels, I'm going and checking on my sales stats. I'm also just checking to see if everything is working like it's meant to. And that literally takes me 10 minutes because everything is systematized. It's all part of my daily sales ecosystem. So I'm pretty sure you can see a theme here. There is a lot of reflection, there is a lot of journaling, and there's a lot of eyes on all the mechanics that actually help me to make daily sales. Everything else is noise. Everything else just stays on my to-do list. It doesn't move forward unless it falls into those three routines or it's on my daily cash flow checklist. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do you move other stuff forward? Like, what about those other things that are on your to-do list? Well, Saturday mornings are the time that I spend in my business where I'm doing some of those other things. So my daily cash flow checklist is typically Monday to Friday. And then obviously I typically have the weekend off, but I do find Saturday mornings are so fun. And that's when I'm doing anything else that I feel like doing because ultimately I am focused on doing the things that are easy and fun for me. And that's exactly what I help people inside the Grow Nurture Sale Collective do. I help people figure out what is easy and fun for you. What is your unique daily sales ecosystem going to look like? How are you going to grow? How are you going to nurture? And how are you going to sell? Now, bonus points if you don't want to do anything with social media, I'm 100% here for that because I have ditched social media too. So we really focus in on building an audience outside of social media. And that typically is on an email platform as well as a long form content platforms. So if you want to learn more about how you can get your own daily sales ecosystem, you can check out more details about the Grow Nurture Sale Collective below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.